channel.
Today we're going to be talking about our very first tour together when we went to Istanbul, Turkey. And we actually went this past January, end of January. And we had such a wonderful time. And we want to share our experience and the things that we really liked, didn't like, and give you some suggestions. So if you plan to go to Istanbul, you can have a very smooth, fun, and exciting tour.
Yeah, it will be helpful. We will try to share our experience. And of course, like you said, it was our first tour together. So definitely will always be one of the special tours.
Most definitely. So for me, this tour started out with the airline, Turkish Airlines. And I would say this is a pretty economical choice of airline if you are planning to fly to Istanbul. But there were some downsides. Turkish Airlines has a tendency of being a bit late. So everything, when you're flying in the air, the service was great, the food was great, but my flight was delayed, I think 3 or 4 hours. And then, Waqar, what happened on your side?
I guess it first got delayed maybe 12 hours. Like they kind of postponed, I would say. And then at the time when it was scheduled again, it got delayed further 4 hours. So I would say my experience in that regard also was not good. So like you said, it's economical, and as you are in the air, they are fine, but before that you might have to go through delays, so be prepared for that.
Yes, and especially if you're planning to have any connecting flights, you might want to consider using a different airline, since this happens frequently with them. And luckily, Waqar had planned to arrive to Istanbul before me, and you planned far enough ahead of time, so even with the delays, he still landed there before me.
I landed still few hours before you on 23rd of January morning, early morning. It was, let's say, late night, around 2 a.m. in Istanbul time. And I have been to Istanbul before, but this time the plane landed to New Istanbul Airport, which is huge, I would say.
It's a really beautiful airport. I've traveled quite a bit, and this is definitely the nicest airport I've ever been in.
Yeah, they have everything there, and no long queues, and so it was very smooth experience. And so when I came out of the airport, surprisingly, weather was very cold. I expected it cold, but it was very cold,
and
chilly, snowy. Like the amount of snow I saw there, I did not see before. And especially being from Lahore, we see snow only in the pictures.
And this is actually very different weather than what they're used to in Istanbul. They don't often get snow like this.
It was unusual. Like people were saying there that they are seeing this snow, too much snow, after maybe 20 years, 30 years. So,
but it's still this a bit cold this time of year. So if you are planning to go to Istanbul, what would be the months that you recommend people to travel?
I would say ideally May, June, July, like during summertime is better.
July might even be a bit hot.
Yeah, better March, April, May maybe.
And then September, October could be pretty good weather.
Could be good, pleasant weather, because in December, January, February, you might have very cold weather there. So yeah, I waited for you there.
Yes, it was so nice.
Around 8-9 hours, and it was very cold outside.
And he was not waiting outside for 8 or 9 hours the whole time, just to make that clear.
I went to a nearby hotel quickly and came back when your flight was supposed to land there. And by the time you would come out, I already arranged a taxi. So how was your experience when you landed?
So it was great. Everything was really big in the airport, and I was very excited to see Wakar. But I think it was a really good idea that he had booked the taxi ahead of time, because if you try to do pretty much anything inside the airport, it's very expensive, and this includes booking a taxi, finding a hotel, and even the currency exchange rate is much higher there than if you go elsewhere.
For sure, and you have mentioned very important things. If you are going to Istanbul, I would say try to not buy any service within the airport. If you want taxi, go out of the airport. You would be getting the same taxi, maybe less than 2 times less or 3 times less. And same with if you wanna do currency exchange, go out of the airport. You will get better rates. So keeping that thing in mind, I booked the taxi before you would come out.
And coming from the United States, I would say that traveling to Istanbul is very economical. Between the cost of food at restaurants, taxi, transportation, bus rides, and places to stay, even the tours at the places. But I still think it's good to know, don't get anything directly at the airport, even if it seems like it's a good price, because you can get an even better price outside of there.
That's true. And then we took the taxi and we stayed in Old City.
Yes.
Because if you want to explore the historical sites, and so staying in Old City is good option, because literally most of the attractions, they will be 5 minutes walk.
Within walking distance, which I think is great. Like, you couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, like we would not take any taxi.
Most of the places.
No train while visiting the places in the Old City, and luckily we found a good hotel to stay.
I think we stayed at a wonderful hotel, and if we ever go back, which we plan to sometime in the future, since Istanbul is such a special place for us, I definitely want to stay at this place again.
So I guess the hotel name is Sultan Suleyman Palace, and I recommend.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, the staff is nice there, especially the manager, very organized person, and they have good breakfast, and breakfast is complimentary.
Yes.
So definitely.
The price is great, economical for what you're getting there.
Yeah, it's good hygiene. So yeah, in that area, I would say that's a good option if you want to go to Old City. So maybe you can check that hotel out.
Yeah, and the rooftop there, they have a beautiful view of what I believe is the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
And we'll even post a picture down here below so you can see. And definitely recommend.
So and when you are going to Istanbul, I guess the food is a huge part of their culture, and it starts from breakfast.
Oh my gosh, breakfast, and then we have this guy pounding
some construction.
The breakfast was so wonderful.
Yeah,
I would say we even have taken our experience of breakfast in Istanbul, Turkey, to our daily life, where we currently celebrate breakfast every day and have so much to eat.
I'm a huge fan of breakfast there they have, because they have so much variety and options, and it's so fresh. So I think you should take breakfast every day if you're in Istanbul.
Yes, I would say it's definitely a different experience than anywhere else I've traveled. And there's a specific cafe that we went to a couple times that I would recommend you experience. And I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but we'll put the link to their Instagram down below. It's like the Begonville Cafe. And great staff, delicious food. And they're very active on their Instagram page as well.
Yeah, I would say everything was very fresh there, and also pretty decent prices. So definitely, if you want to try breakfast, we recommend that place. And then we had some amazing food and a couple of restaurant or cafes. I'm not sure. And one was House of Medusa.
Yes.
Right?
The House of Medusa. Do you want to share what was
It's very small cafe, I would say, small, cozy, but the quality of food and the taste is so rich.
Very fresh food.
Very fresh.
Great salads, especially.
Yeah, so give it a try, I would say, House of Medusa.
Yes, and everything that they had with the design of the place, starting from outside to inside, was very, I don't know, beautiful, aesthetic, elegant, and even unique, I would say.
Yeah, so, and there was another place, we would call it rooftop.
Rooftop restaurant. And once again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's like Hanzade or Hanzade Terrace restaurant. And we can put a link
to
that below just so you know which one it is exactly.
Another wonderful place, I would say. The music, and especially
So
I
good.
love the music they play there, and then the food literally they make in front of you. Like
It's not
very-
literally in front of you.
yeah, little aside, but you can see that.
Yeah, so everything's made fresh. It was delicious. I would try a variety of the foods there. And we went twice, and that was Dad's favorite restaurant there.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say the experience tasting different kinds of food, it was great.
And what food do you recommend people to try when they're in Istanbul?
If one food that I like most is Iskandar kebab. That is very delicious and local cuisine. And then you have some recommendation for dessert?
For dessert, it's good to try the baklava
Yeah.
there. It's a bit sweet for me, so I can't really have a lot, but try the baklava, and of course have it with some Turkish tea.
Yeah, Turkish tea. And baklava maybe you can try from Hafiz Mustafa, just coming to my mind. Yeah, that is a nice place for desserts overall, Hafiz Mustafa.
Great.
So yeah, and then apart from food in Old City, if you are into history, there are many historical sites and wonderful places. Like I personally really like Blue Mosque, the architect, the vibe, and which place you like most in Old City?
I really loved experiencing Hagia Sophia. And this is currently a mosque, and it was converted from a church, but it's still open to the public at all times, even during prayer time.
Yeah.
And the energy there is just, for me, very special, very spiritual.
Yeah.
And the architecture is beautiful. It's a must-see if you're in Istanbul.
For sure. I would say the architect is very beautiful of Hagia Sophia. And then Topkapi Palace. That's also a historical place, and they have museum there also. So it's also good to see Topkapi Palace and Grand Bazaar.
Grand Bazaar.
Yeah, and
I have one more thing.
okay.
Galata Tower.
Yeah, if you did not see any tower before, it's good. So I guess overall it has been a wonderful tour, but if I ask you the things you like most in Istanbul, what would be?
The things I liked most were definitely the breakfast. That was so wonderful. And what about you?
Yeah, food, of course breakfast, and then generally food is very delicious there, and the hygiene is very good.
I was just
would
about
say.
to say that. Yes.
Hygiene and the presentation, and then the prices are very.
It's very affordable. A great way to, great place to go for vacation.
Yeah, and historical places. If you are into history and you are staying in old city, then you can literally walk and visit many great historical places.
Yeah.
So what you did not like much in Istanbul?
Something I didn't like as much is it seemed everywhere that you were in public, there was constantly people smoking cigarettes. So that was just a little unpleasant for me, but I've experienced that in other countries as well, in big cities in general.
Yeah, another thing I would say, if you are going to visit Grand Bazaar or you are passing by any cafe or restaurant, people might be little pushy and they might pull you in their places to buy their products or to make you eat in their restaurants. So don't be surprised. Be prepared to face this situation. Their bit at times might be, little pulley, and so this thing definitely I did not like much, but this is what it is there.
And oftentimes, especially at the Grand Bazaar, they would try to sell you things for a higher price than what you can actually get it for.
So.
And then one last thing I noticed, the people there typically, they don't have maybe the friendliest or warmest facial expressions. To me, it kind of came off as a bit cold, but I think it's just the culture there, and it's not that the people are unfriendly. It's just, that's normal.
Yeah, it's just they have a different culture there, so facial expression, they might look a bit cold, but they might be very warm people. It's just the understanding. Once you understand them, they are generally very nice, welcoming people. And the last but not least, one thing I would talk about the visa, and especially if you want to travel from Pakistan, and if you want any guidance or help, assistance for visa process, I will mention the link of Guardians, which is my law firm, and you can write, and I will be happy to help you.
So this concludes our video on our time in Istanbul.
Yeah.
We really loved our trip there.
For sure.
We'll be going back and totally recommend it as a place to visit.
Yeah, if you, I would say, try to take care of these things, you would have better experience. And we are going to another trip soon.
Yes, next month we have another tour planned. We're not going to tell you where we're going yet, so that'll be a surprise. But expect some videos from a new place in the future, and we'll share about our experience there. And
if you have visited Istanbul or you are planning to visit, the suggestion, any tips you have, please share in the comments. And so yeah, that's it.
Yes, if you like this video, please be sure to like it, subscribe or follow our channel, and share it. And we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.